Welcome one and all to Role Play Call number 6. Today is February 3rd, 2016. We have you all in the question and answer format. And just to repeat again, whoever was there disappeared. We had a caller, area code 612 or 614. There you go. You're back. Okay, great. We have you muted out, guys, to improve the quality of the control so everybody can participate and hear clearly. We do want maximum participation, though. Please, this call is for you. We want to know what issues that you are getting stuck on, what conversations are you getting into, maybe that you don't have an answer for, or even just if you think there's something that you're not real confident about. I mean, there's nothing that's off limits. And Tim, you had a little bit of a request, I think, for this call. As most of you know, we do a mastermind call on Thursdays, which is open forum. Tim, you want to share what you were sharing with me before as far as the format of this call?
You mean philosophy versus conversation?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, the idea here is that this is literally going to be about, role play, and we want to hear a question and come up with the best possible answers we can do to help you do that, and that's the purpose of this. If you have more philosophical questions or anything else, tomorrow will be the mastermind call. Certainly join us on that, but let's keep these to a lot of meat on this call, and let's engage the two professionals that are on here as to the best way to answer your questions. So let's hit it. Let's do it.
All right, awesome. And as much as possible, guys, let's keep it. I was in a coaching program for most of my real estate career, and I used to do daily role plays with people. So let's try to keep it in like real life situations that you're coming across. And there's nobody that has talked to more agents or done more training than Chad. So Chad is kind of on the hot seat, and anything you want to role play with him, fire away. And we do have one, and again, hit *6 and then hit 1 to get in the queue, and I'm going to open it up for the first person. You're up, area code 614. There you go. Can you hear us, 614? Can you hear us now?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, hi, who's this?
Jeff Monebrake, Columbus, Ohio.
Hey, Jeff, how's it going, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Well, excellent. Welcome.
Yep, thank you.
What would you like to role play with Chad, or
Okay.
Where are you getting stuck?
Actually, I'm going to try to get unstuck before we get stuck. But here's where we are. We did our first mailing literally last week or the week before. We're now going to do our first round of follow-up or introduction calls, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if I couldn't find it or we don't have, but I'd like whether you want to call it a script or we could role play or practice. So literally, I met with my gal today who's going to help me with some telemarketing, and I'm trying to build my team, right? And so is there a script, or can we work on a script? Do we have a script for that first call?
Chad?
The best thing I can give you, and just I don't really believe in scripts.
Okay.
Because I think they create bad habits. What we have, if you go to subscriber resources and you look under step 5, you'll find a document called a probate seller interview sheet. And that's in Excel format. It's in Excel format, so you can change it how to make it fit your team or whoever's making your calls. That's in a very linear format, how the flow of the conversation should go. That's kind of the best practices. So I'm happy to go through that with you. It's something we really dive deep into in session 3 of Probate Mastery. We spend about an hour on the initial conversation, just exactly what to say and why.
So, Chad, you should probably be the agent and let Jeff be the executor answering the phone.
I don't know. He's never talked to executors.
Yeah, since he's never done it before. Jeff, are you brave? Do you want to be the agent? It's up to you.
I'd rather be the executor at this point. I mean, if I would, and I will tell you, I don't know if Angela's on the call or not, but I invited Angela to join this call so she could hear this as well. But we were practicing today, and admittedly, if I had to pick up the phone right now and call, I could do it. I could absolutely do it. And I'm not a real fan of scripts per se either, but having a place to start having something in front of you for the first couple, 3, 4, just so you don't stumble and trip. That's all I'm looking for.
No, I totally agree with you, Jeff. So if you, in addition to that spreadsheet that I just told you about, the probate seller interview sheet, that works really well. There's 2 role plays in step 5. One is with me as an agent, one with me as an executor. And there are some written scripts in there. Somebody asked me to write for a specific situation. It's kind of investor heavy. It's not how the majority of conversations happen.
Okay.
But those 2 role plays are probably 15 minutes each. You can print off that probate seller interview sheet and listen to those, listen to each of them, have the people on your team listen. That's probably the best resource, other than what we're going to do here today that I can point you to and what we have right now.
Okay.
And then, if you guys decide you want to do probate mastery, that's where we spend an hour and a half on just this, basically just the initial call and preparing for the appointment.
I think we're going to do it. I'm trying to carve it out of my calendar right now, but I think that, I think we should.
So Chad, let's do if you don't mind, let's do a role play. So you be calling Jeff, and Jeff just hit him with things that you think might come up, and let's practice a little bit.
Okay, so Jeff, am I your ISA or am I you?
Why don't I be the executor? And however you want to play it, I guess we could pretend that I got the letter. You're assuming as the what do you call you? You're the all the leads guy. Yeah, you're the rep or whatever. I'm the executor that supposedly, as far as you know, by now I've gotten your letter.
Yep. Okay. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi. Is this Jeff?
This is Jeff. Yep.
Hey Jeff, this is Chad Corbett with ABC Realty. I sent you a letter last week. I just wanted to follow up and make sure that you'd gotten that and you understood why we sent it, and see if there's any way we can help you guys with the property or with the estate that you're administering right now.
Letter. So you're telling me I got a letter from you?
Yep, it was probably in a greeting card envelope. Might have not looked like a business letter. You remember seeing something like that?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I did get that. Yep, I got that. Yeah, I got that.
Did you have a chance to look at it, or is it still lying around?
Honestly, I looked at it. I can't say that I've studied it, but I think I understand. I think I know why you're calling.
Okay, well, fair enough. I'll just tell you, we actually have a real estate team that focuses specifically on helping people who are representing estates, because in our experience working with a lot of sellers in that situation, we kind of saw a need in the marketplace. So we've built a team around us to really support your situation. So whether that means bringing a fast cash offer to get it sold quickly, or selling it for top dollar on the conventional market, or really anything in between. I mean, we can help with renovations, clean out. We can help you get the personal property sold and donated. It really just starts, Jeff, with us understanding the family's goals, and then we'll make suggestions from there. And ultimately, it's your choice how we can help you. And by the way, you didn't even say it. Is there a home in the estate that you guys would like to sell?
There is actually, yeah.
Okay. And do you have a plan for that yet, or have you started thinking about it?
I don't. This whole thing has been rather sudden, and I'd be lying to you if I told you I did. I think we know that we have to do something, but right now I really don't know what that is. I'm just kind of trying to figure it out.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, if I see that you're the executor, and we do look at public records just so we know who to help, are you the sole executor? Are there co-executors? And who else do you feel like you want to be or should be part of the decision-making as far as the real estate is concerned?
Good question. In this case, there would be 2. There would be me and my brother. Having said that, there's 3 of us all together, but officially, as the trust is per trust, there's 2 of us, but there's really 3. I wouldn't do anything without the third party.
Yeah, that's you're a smart man. So we work with a ton of families, and if I don't care about the official part of it, that's why I asked the question, who do you want to be a part of it? Because a lot of family members will feel left out or even undercut if we don't make them part of the process. So I would just like to say right now, any conversations that you and I have, we're only going to go so far. And when we can get everybody together, then we'll rehash what you and I discuss, and then we'll talk about the bigger picture. Is that fair?
Very fair. Thank you. Yep.
Okay. Listen, we look at properties on Fridays and Mondays. I've got a spot on Friday at 3. Do you think we could get everybody there on Friday to kind of meet and talk about this?
The only day we could do that would be on a Tuesday.
On Tuesday. No way we could do a Friday or Monday?
No, we can't do Fridays or Mondays.
Okay. What time Tuesday works?
Probably something mid-afternoon, maybe. I have to talk to John and make sure, but probably 3 o'clock.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put you down for Tuesday at 3. Talk to John and the other decision maker. And can you do me a favor and just get back to me and let me know that spot still works? I'll plan on being there unless you call me otherwise. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, before I let you go, we do 2 or 3 hours of homework before the appointment just so we can give you the best, present multiple options to you. Some are, different situations. So I see on public record the house is at 123 Walnut Street, right?
Correct.
Okay. It looks like it's a 3-2. Maybe it's about 1,600 square feet.
Sounds right. Yep.
Okay. Is there anything that I need to be aware of that might affect the value? Is there like an in-ground swimming pool or a detached garage that might not show up on tax records?
Good question. In this case, we do have a barn. We have a detached barn.
Okay.
I don't know if that would show up or not, but generally speaking, nothing substantial. It's pretty much what you see is what you get.
Okay. All right. And tell me, I'm going to ask you to put so we want to have a good picture of what we're looking at and what all we can do to help. I'm going to ask you, put on your critical first-time buyer hat. So let's imagine you've just saved up 2 months' salary to buy your first home for your newlywed wife. When you walk in the front door, tell me about the house. What needs replaced? What is outdated? What needs repaired? What would it take for you to feel motivated to buy that, as your very first home?
It's a really good question. In this particular case, right now we don't have appliances in the kitchen. But if you walk in the front door, you're going to see an empty house with a great room here, a bedroom over there, a bedroom, a bathroom, a kitchen with no appliances. So, and we've been struggling with that. What do we do? What do we not do?
Okay.
Yeah. So so you're going to see that there's no appliances in the kitchen.
Okay. And is it dated? I mean, has the kitchen or bathroom been updated in the last decade?
No, but honestly, in this case, that kind of fits the character. It's an older home. It's a Cape Cod on a couple of acres, very unique. I don't see that as being a real problem. The answer is no, it has not, but I don't think that's going to kill the deal.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. Have you guys discussed, let me ask first, is there any money in the estate, any cash? And secondly, would you guys be willing to invest that if we could show you ways to get a really high return on investment and sell the property for the most money?
Key word is return on investment. If the short answer would probably be yes, I would be a little, if the rate of return's there, yes. Ideally, okay. No, but if it was a good, yeah.
That's one of those things that you and I aren't going to talk much about today. What I'll do before the appointment, I'll prepare this kind of as an as-is value and as a rehab value. And we can put our contractors in there if you don't have ones. We've got fully vetted contractors that do work for us and can even carry the cost for you if you can't afford the full renovation. But what I want to present to you guys is here's what it looks like right now, and here's what we could do. And I'll show you exactly, I'll put a scope of work together and show you what we would recommend doing, and then what that after repair value or ARV would be. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick before I go, when you met with the probate clerk, did she have you pull together a list of heirs, a list of assets, and a list of liabilities?
Everything we have is in oh man, you know what? Okay, let's divert for a second. Off the record, I got to rethink we're in a trust, so the answer would be, let me just say no. No, I did not.
Okay.
Okay, we're back on the record.
That's something that we're going to need to do. You're going to need to do that to close the probate anyway. So let's start working on that. Even if between now and Tuesday, if you can get a full list of heirs and then start to build a list of liabilities and assets. The reason I ask is, one, you need it for the probate clerk is going to need that. But more importantly, for as far as the real estate is concerned, I need that to show the title company the chain of title. So where your relative passed away is where the title work will end, and we need to show the death certificate, the list of heirs, and the will to kind of tie that chain of title together.
Yep.
And that's just one of those things that we're really proactive, and we take care of that up front for you. I think most agents probably just get surprised by it at the 11th hour, and it holds up closings. So if you could, bring that stuff with you, and we'll kind of help you navigate the process. That's part of what we do. I mean, we're not attorneys. We're not going to give legal advice, but we do have a lot of experience, and we can make this a lot easier for you. Does that sound good?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. Great. I'll see you on Tuesday at 3.
Wow,
Sounds
awesome.
good.
Chad, I just wanted to jump in. You're in Virginia. You don't have attorneys involved in the process. So for most of these people that are in states that have attorneys, that little element that you mentioned there is probably already going to be taken care of, correct? Nine
times out of 10, the probate clerk would have already given them the blank forms.
Okay.
What I'm doing there, and I go a lot deeper in mastery, but what I'm doing is I reset the call by saying, oh, hey, by the way, I almost forgot. And I want to reset his mental state, and I'm showing off just a little bit. So I'm driving home that I know and understand the probate process and how to navigate it. Yeah. So I'm trying to impress upon him a level of professionalism that no other investor or realtor will in case they talk to him between now and Tuesday.
Yep.
And that's why I do that. So I'm painting the picture of we're solving problems for him that he didn't even know he had. And
yep.
And I swear, we never lose one. And I think that's a big reason for it.
Makes sense. You know, your comment right there, part of the reason I want to take probate mastery is to learn the thing that I don't even know I should learn.
Right. And that's really what it's about. I mean, probate mastery is it's kind of the culmination of hundreds of successful and failed appointments that I've been on. So,
Jeff, how did you feel about that role play? First of all, I thought both of you guys were very real. I mean, it just seemed like a very real conversation.
Well, one of the reasons it's real is I just recently went through this, so it was real. I was actually using my case as an example. The only place where it wasn't a real good fit was at the end. We didn't have probate. We had a trust, but 98% of the calls, and so it was real. I mean, it was real. So
yeah, you just did one for one of your parents, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And guys, I know that it hurts, and Jeff, it hasn't been that long ago, but Chad will tell you this. There, a personal story that you can relate to, whether it's on your letters or in your conversation, goes a long way to letting people know that not only you know what to do, but but you care about their situation, and you're really coming from a service mentality. Well, I thought that was
for me.
What's that?
For me, that's very real. I mean, part of the reason I'm here is that I do feel the pain, and I do want to help people. I mean, that's authentic. So
yeah.
Hopefully that'll reflect. You know what I mean?
No, I thought it was great. Anybody else? That's going to be hard to beat. But
well, Jim, real quick before we move on, I want to outline the kind of the framework that I was following because it's
sure. Please.
So I opened the conversation by letting Jeff know, hey, I've already tried to contact you. Here's why, and here's the unique value that we can offer you. So I've learned that's what I call the probate USP, or your unique selling proposition. You want them to know who you are, why you contacted them, and what you can do for them. And if you can establish those three things in the very beginning of the conversation, it breaks down walls and you build rapport instantly. And, Jeff was kind of quiet when he started, and that's how most sellers are. And as soon as I kind of said, we designed our business around your pain and around helping you, and, that we can offer multiple solutions. Does that sound good to you? Well, yeah. And the conversation will start to flow from there. From there, I want to know who are the decision makers, not on paper, but socially. Who are the decision makers? It could have been Jeff's wife. Maybe she has already bought a new Lexus with the inheritance money in her mind. If so,
how'd you know?
she's got to be there, because she's vital to my pricing strategy. Because if we lower the price lower than her expectations and she's not in the room, I'm the devil, because I just stole her Lexus. So I want to know who the decision makers are. One thing I didn't cover, because he told me, I didn't ask the question directly, but if it doesn't come out in conversation, you want to know what's the relationship dynamic among those decision makers. Are they really close? Are they all fighting each other? Do they all hate each other? Do they even know where the rest of them are? Because that's going to flush out some big problems early on. You don't want to put a house on the market when you've got turmoil among the heirs. And if you do, you've got to have a real clear plan of how you manage those people individually, and do you need to keep them apart. Once I know those things, once I know that I've got rapport with Jeff, I know who the decision makers are, and I know whether they're getting along or not, the only thing I care about is the appointment. I don't even care about the house. I don't want to know about it until Jeff gives me the appointment. And he pulled me. He was tough on me. I only look at houses on Friday and Monday. So he made me give in the beginning of the conversation and set the Tuesday. But because I gave, there's a little bit of social debt there for Jeff. So he's going to feel obligated to get people there on Tuesday at 3 o'clock, and he won't call back and cancel because he knows he pulled me out of my regular schedule already. Then from that point on, just ask the questions like I asked, learn about the house. The question I said, really put your first-time buyer hat on. That used to be, on a scale of 1 to 10, tell me about the house, Jeff. And people would be like, oh, it's a 9. And I would get there, and it was a place my dog wouldn't sleep in. Yeah. So I learned to ask it a different way. I learned to put them in the emotional mindset of that I need that the buyer would be in. And it's amazing. They will paint the picture of what this house looks like. It's a Cape Cod on 2 acres. There's no appliances. The paint's old. The flooring needs redone. Like, he painted that picture for us in a 10-minute conversation. But once you've got the appointment, you have the rest of the day to figure out all the other details. But if you look at that.
Something else, Chad, I didn't mean to interrupt. He painted you that picture, but then he still said it shouldn't make too much difference. Most of the houses are like that. So you not only got a good picture, but you kind of knew that you were going to have to answer that objection going in. That was really nice exchange. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So anyway, that framework is pretty much outlined, and the probate seller interview sheet will keep you on track pretty much the same way we just role played through this.
Chad, what would be different? How would you handle it differently if the property was in Virginia and all the heirs were in Florida?
I would say instead of setting the appointment at the house, I would meet. So you're saying all the heirs, no one can meet me at the house? Yeah,
Jeff and his sister both retired to Florida, and those are the only 2 people involved.
You want to role play it?
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff. Jump back in.
Okay.
So we're picking back up. So Jeff, it's you and 2 decision makers. Okay. So Jeff, when would be a good time to meet up so we can talk more about this?
Well, we got a little bit of a problem. We both live in Florida now.
Okay. Well, no worries. Good for you. It's 45 degrees and raining here. Yeah. Let me tell you this, or let me ask this: is everybody pretty tech savvy? Everybody uses email and a computer?
Yeah, it's funny to ask. I am. I would say, I am. One of the other 3 is not, and the other one's in the middle. So that could be a little bit of a challenge, but if I had to, I could pull everybody together. I could be the technological guy.
Okay, so you can get everybody in one room in Florida.
I hope so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do that on Tuesday at 3. And beforehand, who up here has a key? Is there a caretaker or a neighbor that has a key that I can get in with?
Right now, it'd be a distant relative that still lives up there.
Okay. Can they meet me there on Monday?
I don't know. I call and find out.
Yeah. If it's, I'll just say Monday at noon, so you have a target. And if they can't, well, either way, call me back and let me know if they can meet me there. So what I'm going to do, ideally, I'll go look at the home at noon with your family member and get an idea of, what we would do in person. I'll go look at the home. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to send you a meeting request for join.me, and it's just going to look like a regular calendar request. You can click the link, and I'll share my desktop with you. And what we'll do is we'll go through all the homework that I've done the same way we would, at a regular appointment, and we can cover everything just the same as we would in person. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So if you make sure everybody can get there on Tuesday at 3, and if not, just let me know, and we'll reschedule a time that we can. But I want to make sure everybody's there and we're all looking at the same material. Okay?
Chad,
yeah, fair enough.
One more. I don't know if all of you know, I'm twice Chad's age, so I'm about 1/10 as tech savvy as him. But let's just assume it's me and my 2 siblings are both in their 80s. would you just schedule a conference call if they weren't comfortable with a join.me?
Yeah, so the step down from join.me is I will make a PDF package of my listing, exactly what I would take to the listing appointment.
Yep.
And I'll do this and then email it to everybody. And then we have a specific time that we get on speakerphone and we loop everybody in. And this is mainly just because of our pricing conversation.
Yeah.
What I've learned is if I leave a decision maker out of the appointment and we go lower than their price expectation, then, like I said, I'm the devil, and they will never list with me because they feel like I stole from them. 100% of the time, if I get them in the room and they all hear the same conversation and they all agree, and I ask them 3 times, are you comfortable with that? Do you feel good about this? So we're all comfortable, right? They reassure me 3 times on the price strategy, and we never talk about it again. And everybody feels good about our relationship. So that's why I'm such a stickler on that.
Excellent. Well, obviously, we're not going to have time for another role play, but does anybody have any questions or comments on that? That was an awesome job on both ends. And Jeff, I really appreciate it. I can see why it was so real because, you've so recently been through it. Anybody have anything to add? Just hit *6 and then hit 1. If anybody has any questions, anything they want to add to that role play, anything.
And Jim,
go ahead, Tim.
Say is next time we do this, one of the things that is often challenging, and having done this a bunch of times with this group and others, I think one of the things we need to start asking is if you have a role play situation that you'd like us to role play and you don't feel comfortable being the guinea pig on the other end of the line, if you'll send it to us, send us something into support@alltheleads.com. On our next role play call, one of us will take your side of this and role play this out so that you get your questions asked and you're not on the hot spot, because some of you just aren't comfortable doing that, and we're here to help everybody.
And by the way, we do have someone that would like to make a comment or a question. Area code 479. Go ahead.
This is Roger. How you doing? Chad. That was
Roger, also known as the $8 million man.
Oh, not yet, but we're getting there.
All right, go ahead, Roger.
Chad, I took copious notes because I really like what you did. I got it down to about 7 points that you covered. Number 1, who I am as the agent calling. Our business is designed for you to help your family, your unique sales proposition. Number 3, who are the decision makers and identify them. Number 4, get them all together. I guess that was number 4. Number 5, relationship dynamics among the errors. Number 6, set the appointment. Number 7, express what documents are needed, and then prepare the listing appointment and make a 1-call listing appointment to get it done. Try to view the house before you get there, obviously. I try to distill everything down to something that we do, and we just all use our own personality to get it done.
Yeah, that's a great summary, and when I say I don't like scripts, it's because I want people to do exactly what you just did. I want you to condense this down into what works for you, and not stammer and stumble and say, well, I wouldn't say that, because that's what I've done. Every script I've ever read, I'm like, I would never say that. So I want you to develop your own language, and I think that's great that you condense it down to just structural bullet points, and that's something that you could have taped to your wall while you're talking to every executor, oh gee, I got to hit point number 4. I almost forgot that one. I think that's great, Roger. Good job.
Awesome. Well, we're right at 30 minutes, guys. I don't see anybody else in the queue. This was our 6th role play. It was by far the best, Roger. Thank you so much for what you brought to the table. And Chad, awesome job. I don't want anybody to be overwhelmed to think you need to be as good as Chad to get started. You really don't. But if you get that good, you'll eventually, get close to that 100% conversion rate also. And guys, please, anything else you want to discuss, about 22 hours from now, tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock Eastern, call the same number, and that's our open forum mastermind call. If you want to listen to this again, this will be posted later on this afternoon. Chad, you want to tell them where to find this call?
Yeah, so I will have this probably within the hour. It'll be posted in the All the Leads Mastermind Facebook group. It's a closed group. If you're not part of it yet and you found your way to this call, you need to go to Facebook and in the search bar put in All the Leads Mastermind. Mastermind is one word, and you can request access if you're not a member. A quick way to bring this role play and all the others to the top is by using the search bar in the top right inside the group. You'll see a bar that says search this group, and you can put in the words role play, and it will bring all 6 role plays to the top. And there's a little bit, kind of a paragraph blurb on each one, what we talked about, so you can kind of get a preview and you can figure out which one you want to listen to.
Awesome job, guys. Thank you so much. Best turnout, best call. Take one idea you learned from this call, put it into practice, and please come back on the next call and share with everybody. And we will talk to you all tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock Eastern. Go out there and do some business. Make it a great day, guys. Thank you.